Those that did not do the assignment, may I know why you guys did not do your assignment? I don't want to call names, though. I think I'll be forced to call one person. Ogunbodede Bukola, if I'm right. Why didn't you do your assignment?
I'm just
Oh,
joining the
oh,
class for the first time.
sorry, I didn't notice. Okay. Well, hope you were able to watch other videos of what we've done. Okay, I assume you should have actually. All right, not to waste too much of our time. Let me just go to. So, out of the persons that have done it, can someone quickly explain how she was able to go about it? Let's say, uh, let's say Olale Kade. Well, it's been going and coming. I hope your network is okay for it to speak out. Olale Kade, can we hear you, please? How were you able to go about the assignment?
Hello, please. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, please.
Okay, sorry. I think it's the network, so that's why I was off. So I didn't
Yeah, no
hear
problem.
most of what you said earlier. So I
I
just
said,
heard
I
my
said, how,
name. So
how were you able to go about? You said you've done the assignment, right?
yes, 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 yes.
So, so I was asking how you were able to go
So,
about it.
okay. So is it from the beginning or
No,
the
just
last part of
just
the
the last part.
assignment one?
Just the last part. This particular part of it. We already did this. Only if you were not around 2 weeks ago or something. We already did this before. So I'm being particular about this now. This one, the highlighted one in green, the one that talks about the grading system.
Okay. So the question was grade another column to categorize the score using grading system. That is greater than 70 is equal to A, greater than 60 or equal to 60 is equal to B, and greater or equal to 50 is C, down like that. So what I did is I did a two column, that is grading for boys and grading for girls.
Okay,
So
sorry to cut you. Sorry to cut you. I would like you to do
okay.
grading for boys, so someone else will do grading for girls.
Okay, so for the grading for boys, so I do the equal sign. If
All right.
the if yes function, so brackets, so C, um can I just call the formula out?
Yes,
So
just do that, please.
okay, so C3 greater than 45, that is comma, and the so next again, my if function again. So sorry, um, the apostrophe fail F and bracket again.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Did you say greater than 45 or less than 45?
sorry, less than 45. Like, can I come from the beginning? Can I start from the beginning?
Yeah, very quickly, please. Oh, wow.
Okay, okay. So equal if bracket C3 less than 45, comma. So the if a true the true value, that's false, comma. So my if function again C3 greater
Sorry.
or
You
equal to
said sorry. What's your value if it's true? If the math score is less
so
than
if the true
45,
is
I thought you said you're just
yes,
calling out
so
a
the value
formula.
is true is F,
Okay.
is F.
I hope everybody's paying attention to
So
this.
comma,
This is the correction. All right.
So comma. So if function again, bracket, you put in brackets. So C3 greater equal to 70, comma, the true function A, that's comma again. If
Wait, you
function
jumped
bracket
from,
C,
sorry, you jumped from less than to greater than or equals to 70. Okay, just
yes,
finish
after
that.
the less than 45. Okay. So
Okay,
after
just
the
finish
less
that.
than 40, okay. So if functions bracket C3 greater or equal to 70, comma, so the true
It,
function true value A, so comma, if function bracket C3 greater or equal to 60, comma, and the true value B,
okay,
and the last one, if function bracket C3 greater or equal to 50, true function C bracket, and the last function, the first value D, so the apostrophe, and you put at the end of it three close bracket, and so that's what I did, and it gave me the correct stuff.
okay. No, you said three closed brackets. It should be four closed brackets.
Yes, four, yeah.
Okay. Are you sure this is exactly how your formula looks like?
Let me, because let me check this.
Oh, okay. I can see something. Okay. I think this formula. Okay, yeah. Okay, can you see something? Please, I hope everybody's paying attention to this. Now, what's the name again? Olalekan, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now, I want you to look at the boys grading for 92. Is it right? Oh,
Yes.
okay. This for the girls. Okay. This is D, this is C. All right, let me just highlight this so we don't mix it up. Um, cannot press- all right, this is D. Yeah, this is C. Uh, all right, this is correct. But next time you want to write formulas like this, it's not advisable to move. You started with less than 45, then you move to greater than or equal to 70. If you are starting from 70, make sure you go down like that. If you are starting from 45, make sure you go up like that. Don't jump from here, come here, and go there and go there and go there. Do you understand?
Yes.
But yeah,
Actually, I understand. Actually, I did it like you said that normally that we want to get the correct stuff easily, that we will start from the lowest value. So actually,
no,
I did like that, but actually, it didn't give me the right stuff. So that's why I just let me try the other way around. So that's why. So I just but maybe because maybe there's a mistake or something. That's,
yeah, there must have been a mistake. And what I said was, it is easier if you go from the lesser part of it. Not like it is more correct if you go from the lesser, but it's just easier and way to and easy to approach. It's an easy approach. That's what I'm trying to say. So thank you, Olalekan. So, okay. So who else wants to go for the girls? It should be a lady, please. Very quickly. I don't want to call on anybody, but if nobody signifies, I will call on someone. So who's going to volunteer for the ladies, please? I don't know. The ladies have been so quiet. Who wants to volunteer for the ladies, please? Uh, Olaleye Bukumi, sorry. So let me ask, because Bukumi, we also have male and female. Is it a male or female? Uh, please, can you unmute yourself? Male or female? Sorry for the question.
Good evening, sir.
Oh,
I'm not a female,
male.
I'm a male.
All right. Sorry for that. Esther,
Are
yeah,
you
I'm
asking me
pretty
to
sure. No, don't worry, don't worry. I wanted
talk
a
about
female
assignment,
to.
sir?
No. I wanted a female to take it.
Oh, I swear.
Hello?
Yeah, Esther, did you do the assignment?
Oh, please pardon me. I'm even just entering the class today. I don't know where you people are. I'm just entering now, first time. So please, next time, pardon me for today.
Oh, okay. So the two females have called. They're just joining for the class. Mary, I don't want to. Mary, I think you'll be the one to bail the females out there. Are you ready?
But I don't know. I can try, I suppose.
All right. So you can try. So let's have you.
Okay, just let me look something.
So what you're doing is you're using the grading system, using this criteria for the girls. Some have done for the boys. So I just left with the girls on.
Okay, so if
Okay.
what are we doing? Maths course?
Yeah, the math score. This one exactly.
Oh,
This
okay.
one.
So if 92,
Okay.
yeah. Um, sorry, can you just ask? Can you delete it all?
I should do it everything.
Yeah. So can you go in the say in the boys grading?
You
Can
want
you
me to put my course on the boys grading?
yeah? Can you double click?
Oh, really? Why do you want so
Okay.
you want to copy the boys formula?
Right.
Is that
Then okay. So that's what I wanted to know. Like,
all right? So enough of copying. We
so
are not
right,
going to allow that.
if if then you put the croissant E3, then greater than or equals to 70.
Okay.
Then you put A in double in quotation marks, sorry, and then comma, and if wait, is this correct? Should it be another if?
Yeah, just continue.
Okay, so if then same E3 greater than or equals to 60, same, then B, yeah, and then comma, and then if greater than equals to 50, C.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why doesn't one if just covers all the this thing? Why do we have to write if?
Because this particular version of Excel does not have ifs. There's another version for ifs, which caters for no matter the amount of criteria you have. But the version of Excel I have, and possibly the one with every person's, or I don't know, if you have upgraded one, does not have ifs. But if yours have ifs, you
Mm-hmm.
can just apply one ifs and be able to add what how many so far how many criteria I want to add to it.
So
But
if I have ifs, how would I write it then? Just E3 equals greater than 70 A, comma, like this?
then you should be able to have I don't know how it looks like unless you want to share your screen. But I'm very sure they're going to navigate you to how you should go about it.
Okay, but
Or
look at
do
the
you
end
have
of
ifs?
let me check.
Or what version of Excel are you using?
I don't know, probably 2019 or something.
29.
Yeah.
You have it?
Yes.
Okay, can you maybe you can share your screen then? Let's make use of that. So at least other persons that have eaves can learn how to use it too. So can you quickly share your screen?
Okay. I'll share my screen, but I don't have this file open, but I'll share my screen.
Oh, okay. In that case, let's just already okay.
I mean, I can share, but I just don't have this file open. So I can open Excel and
You said you can't share your screen, right?
no, I can, but I don't have I don't have that. So anyway,
Okay. There's no need then. Let's just go ahead with what we were doing there.
like this, see, it just says logical test one, value is true, and then nothing else.
Value is true for the eaves.
Can't you see my screen?
Oh, I'm coming. Oh, okay. Okay, I can see your screen now.
It says logical value.
Well, I can't see what's popping up. Can you read it out? I can only see ifs with the last square bracket.
Ah, okay. So ifs and then logical underscore test one, comma,
Okay, good.
underscore if underscore true one, comma, and then dot 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 dot.
Okay, the meaning of underscore test one is, or logical test underscore one. Is that what you said?
Yeah, logical underscore test one.
Yeah. I was saying something that when you have so many criteria, let's say we have 5 criteria, that means you're going to make use of 4 logical tests. So for each of the logical tests, for logical test one, that's going to be greater than, if you are starting with greater than, that's going to be greater than or equal to 70. That would be your logical test one. Then the value of is going to be A. So then if you have another thing, logical test 2 should be your first statement in which you have greater than or equal to 60. So in other words, you having another if statement here is going to represent logical test 2 over there. Do you understand?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's how it should work. So thank you for that. You can let me resume mine.
Okay, so
Sorry, I've wiped it. Let me quickly make it up to where you stopped. If this
so I did up to D.
is greater than or equals to, okay, 60 B, right?
Yeah, D.
Okay, if this is, I think this is where you stop here. Oh, 50 C. Yeah, I think this is where you stopped.
Okay, so 10 is greater than equals to 45D.
Yes.
And can we just put like F in brackets and it will like
That's after you have to put a comma first, then you put F in bracket. That's
that would
your. Do you understand?
work, yeah? Because like if
Yeah, definitely. That's the last criteria. So you can't introduce another if statement.
okay, yeah. So yeah.
All right. So that solves it. So all right. Thank you so much, Mary. So for the other assignments, I think we already treated these guys. So to those that were not around, just kindly watch the videos. So let me quickly do this. So the solution to this, I don't know, we should be able to get. Please, everybody, let's mute our mics, please. Please, kindly mute your mics. So for this last, let me change so it can be legible. This one should be black. So for the last assignment, that's assignment 2. You should have something like this. Please. Oh goodness. Please mute your mics, everyone. You're able to do that for me. Please, everybody, mute your mics. Everybody, please kindly mute your mic. Ogunbode Bukola, please mute your mics, please. Okay, where did I stop? All right, so we have this multiplied by this. I'll just be doing the solution because I already explained this in length last week or the week before. So I said for this part, you fix what you have in common, which means you fix the b, and this part you fix the 4, right? So if you apply this and you apply this, you have your answer. I'm sure we all got this right. All right, so we spent a lot of time on corrections. So let's go to today's work. All right, so today we've done a lot of the simple arithmetic functions and the likes. So today we'll be moving into what we call named ranges. Named ranges, please jot if you have to. So today we'll be moving into what we call named ranges. So what do you understand by named ranges? Now, let's take your sum for instance. If you want to apply your sum function now, you use your equal sign sum and you select the range of values you want to sum up, right? Now, named ranges, on the other hand, it simply means naming a set of values. That's named ranges. That's the simple explanation. Giving names to a range of values. Giving a name to a range of values. That's the simple explanation of named ranges. Now let me show you something. Let me use this as an example. Now, okay, this one's a little bit short. Okay, let me use this as an example. Everybody, please pay attention. Now, if I should ask everyone that, okay, what's the price of, all these names are just ridiculous. What's the price of Drozin, for instance? Can anybody quickly answer me? What's the price of Drozin?
53.
53. Thank you so much. Now, I'm very sure you were able to say 53 because you could see the price like this. You traced it. Oh, Drozin price 53. Now, you were able to see that the header is price. You have 4 headers. You have products, you have quantity, you have price, and you have total sales. But Excel is not seeing all these headers as headers. Excel is just seeing them as a normal cell, a normal text. You are the one that, okay, from your initiative or from your knowledge or something, you are being able to identify that, okay, these guys are headers. But Excel does not have that intelligence until you make it known to Excel that these guys are headers. So which is why there is need for named ranges. Now, like I said, the first thing in your named range, like the definition I gave you is naming a set of a range of values, right? Or set of values. Now, if you now want Excel to know that from this place, from 55 to 50, there are prices. The first thing you do is you select it first. That's the very first thing. You select it first. Okay, very quickly, everybody open your basic functions and data cleansing file. Open your basic functions and data cleansing Excel file. It's part of the first file I sent to us, the very first class. So quickly navigate to where you saved it on your system. You will see basic function. Let me open my too, so you know the one I'm talking about. It's named basic function and data cleansing practice. Okay, so this is what it looks like. When you open it, it might take you to this stage, to this place, to this place. Make sure you navigate to, you're in practice exercise now. Make sure you navigate to the first sheet you have there, which is named ranges. Scroll up. Don't forget the name of the file is basic functions and data cleansing practice. So let me know when you have yours opened. Please, if you have yours open, drop a yes on the chat box. If you have yours open, drop a yes on the chat box. Okay, I have a yes. Please, let's quickly, can we see it? Okay, good. I think we can see it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, do I need to wait for anybody?
You're
still trying to look for it.
my data cleansing worksheet. There's nothing there, populated in my data cleansing worksheet. The exact worksheet you're on.
Okay, you mean you have the worksheet, but there's nothing there?
Yes, I have the worksheet, but there's nothing there on my own worksheet.
Okay, what's on your own worksheet?
It's blank. Every other worksheet, like the structured referencing, there's something there. When I click on the data cleansing worksheet, there's nothing there. But every other
yes,
right there.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing there because there's actually nothing there. Can you see mine?
Yes. Oh, okay. I see yours.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing there.
Okay,
it's just trying to tell you we are now moving into data cleansing.
Okay.
So there's actually nothing there. So just go to named ranges. That's the first sheet there. All right. So now that we have our named ranges, now that we've navigated to our named ranges, let me use this to explain instead. Now I want you to write down these steps. In named ranges, there are steps to follow. I hope you already understand the concept of named ranges. Like for instance, now all this distributor ID, distributor name, country, product code, product. Normally, you use your intelligence to know that, oh, these guys are the headers. But Excel is not seeing them as the headers. It's just seeing them as normal cell, normal text. Until you name the range from the beginning to the end and name the range of this one, distributor ID, that is when Excel will see them as, oh, okay, 23345 is actually a distributor ID. Aside that, Excel is just seeing them as normal text. So now, how do we now go about named ranges in Excel? The number one step is, the very first step is, you select the range of values you want to name. Please try and write it down if you can. Select the range of values that you want to name. That's the first step. After selecting it, you go to your name box. Do we still remember our name box? This is your name box here. You go to your name box and you give it the name of the header you want. For instance, if I select the range of values under distributor ID, let me do that. I already taught us how to select at once, right? You put your cursor in the first cell, Control plus Shift, then you press your down arrow to select everything at once. You will see that if you look at your name box, I already named it before, so there's that probability the one you have to is named. That was because I've worked on this file before. Let me look for one that is not originally named, so we can name it together. Let me check the distributor name. Okay, good. Now the distributor name, I want to name all these values under distributor name. I want to name them. I want to give them distributor name. So the first thing I will do is I will select it. Don't forget that's the first step. The second step is I will go to name box and type what? Distributor name. But now listen to this. Giving names to a range of values, there must, let's say you want to impute 2 words like distributor name. There must not be space between distributor and name. You can't have a space. You cannot have hyphen. The only thing you can do is either you write it together like this, distributor name like this, or you separate them using an underscore like this. Is either you write them together or you use an underscore to separate them. That's how you name a set of values or a range of values. Then you press enter. That's all. So if I now select this now, you see the name that's going to appear is going to be distributor name because that's the name I actually give it. So hope we all understood that. Because we are going to start working on using it to calculate. So now I want everybody to scroll down. Everybody, please scroll down. If you scroll down, you will see problem 1B. So I will do the first problem. That's problem 1BA. You will do the B part of it as your classwork. So please listen to this. The question is determine the quantity sold using named ranges. Now, on a normal good day, if I ask you that, based on what I've taught you so far, if I said you should calculate the sum of quantity sold, if I say you should calculate the sum of quantity sold, I'm sure this is what you're going to do. You say your equal sign, you use your sum, and then you come to quantity like this, and then you select everything. You select everything like this. Abby, I'm sure that's what you're going to do. I've already named this one. Don't mind what it's bringing. I already named it before. That's why it's bringing it. But you understand what I'm trying to say? This is all you would have done. Just drag down or use your Control plus Shift. That's all you guys would have done to get your answer. But using named ranges now, let me teach us an approach. Don't forget the question is determine the quantity sold using named ranges. So now what of in the case whereby you have 1 million rows, will you start dragging down to, or you just apply Control Shift and drag down? So what you are going to do is you go to quantity. I want to name this range of values under quantity. I'll press my Control plus Shift down. Then I will go to name box. You see, it's already named because I already worked on it before. I'll try and get the data set I've not worked on. Then you can just name yours. You can rename it to anything you want. You can name it quantity. But if you press enter, the quan will still show. But don't worry, the new name you gave it is already been affected, but it might not show. So now you can go back to the question. I will apply my sum. Is that everybody's paying attention? But this time around, I will not go and select the range of values because I already named the range of values. So I'll just say quantity. Can you see? You have quantity here, so you select quantity. So if I press enter, it will give me the sum of quantity. Please, do we all understand? Please, let me know. If you understand, drop a yes, please. In case you want me to take it again. If you don't understand, drop a no. If you understand, drop a yes. Okay, I'm seeing. Is that thumbs down?
Yes, thumbs down.
Which means no, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me take that one more time. Okay, let me use this small data instead. Let me use a smaller data to explain. Smaller data set. I think the one I was using the other two.
This one is okay. Use this one.
Okay, this one is okay. All right, in that case, But do you understand the definition of named range? Do you know what we're trying to do first? Let's start with that. Do you know what we're trying to do?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let me retake this. Normal, if I say you should calculate the total number of quantity you have, what you would have done is use your sum. Then you select the range of quantity, right? You select from the beginning to the end. Control Shift down. Then you press Enter B. That's the normal thing you would have done. But there's no need for that because the same range you selected, you already gave it a name that it should be named quantity. Now let me show you. The same range you selected, if you look at your name box, it's already named quantity. But if you look at yours, you will see Quan there because that's the name I gave it the first time I worked on the data set. But like I said, you can also give it your own name to still be documented. So named ranges is telling you you don't have to be selecting ranges all the time you want to calculate, you want to perform your arithmetical functions. All you just have to do is name it, and anytime you want to use this, just call out the name. So you just go to sum. Instead of me selecting the range of quantity again, I'll just type quantity because I already named the ranges quantity. Now, if you look at data set, you see that the range of quantity is already highlighted. Can you see? It's highlighted because you already named it. So all I just have to do is press enter. And it will calculate the sum of quantity. Please, do you understand that? I'm not sure I can explain it more than that. Okay. Oh, all right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, in that case, let's go ahead. All right, so in that case, let's go ahead. So that's simply named ranges. Now, what are the, before you do 1B, why do we have named ranges? Now, let's say I go to another sheet, for instance. Let me say I go to data cleaning. You don't have to do it, just pay attention. And I want to calculate sum of quantity here. Assuming I did not name my ranges, will I have to go back to name range and start dragging down? No, it's not even possible. It's not even work. But because I've named my ranges already, I can call out quantity anywhere. You see, it still gave me the same answer, which means anywhere on this Excel file, I can calculate sum of quantity or anything. If it's average quantity, yes. Anything you can calculate with your quantity. That's one of the advantages, which I cannot do using selecting ordinary ranges. I can't say, okay, sum, and I want to select, and I want to go back to named ranges and start selecting. No, to give errors to your data set. Can you see? So one of the advantages of named ranges is you can calculate anything you want on any sheet whatsoever it is. So now using the same approach I just taught us, let's do problem 1BB. Determine the average unit price using named ranges. There's an hint for us. You will have to create a named range for this. So let me give us 5 minutes to quickly do that. So I give us 5 minutes. Determine the average unit price using named ranges. And tell me your answer. When you are done, put your answer on the group. Put your answer in the chat box rather. So let's quickly try that. Please, to those that are just joining the class for the first time, I don't know, you should have been getting mails on the videos or the classes we've had so far. Please do well to go through them. Oh, wow, I have an answer already. Do well to go through them if you have not done that, so you won't have to miss much. Okay. Can I have more answers? Okay, okay. All right, thank you so much. I think that's it. So I have an answer already. So I'm sure to those that didn't get it, let me quickly do the correction. So the first thing is you have to name unit price. So you select the range of unit price first. and you name it unit price. Don't mind the price you see there before. Like I said, I've worked on it before. Don't forget there cannot be a space. So it's that you use underscore, you write it together. So I will name it unit price. So I will go back here and use my equal sign. Don't forget the question says average. So I will use average function and I will call out my unit price. Can you see the unit price there? Select unit price. Enter. You have 7, so they are absolutely correct. So that's all about unnamed ranges. So before the next thing we are going to be going to is structured referencing. Or before I move on, okay, let me just go to structured referencing. Okay, I have more. Thank you so much for those that replied. So structured referencing. What is structured referencing? Structured referencing simply means, please everybody navigate to structured referencing sheet. Structured referencing simply means converting your data set into a table. Converting your data set into a table. Don't forget, this is just a data set. Now, structured referencing is how should I put it? Is a more easier way of going about named ranges. You see why now. Structured referencing simply means converting your data set into a table. So how do you now convert your data set into a table? Please, you might want to write down these steps. How do you convert your data set into a table? The very first step is make sure your cursor is within the data set. It is not outside like this. Make sure it's within the data set. It can be here, it can be here, it can be anywhere within. Just make sure it's within the data set. That's the first step. Make sure your cursor is within the data set. The next step is you press Ctrl+T on your keyboard. You press Ctrl+T on your keyboard. You press OK. Then you give your table a name. Now, can someone suggest, or not even suggest, yeah, you can suggest. Can someone look at this data set and give me what kind of data set do you think this is? Where do you think this data set is being gotten from? You can unmute yourself if you are sure of yourself. Don't forget, you can, anything you feel, so just speak your mind, just say your mind. Or if you are shy, you can put it in the chat box. What kind of data set do you think this is? Where do you think the data set is being gotten from? Because that is going to contribute to we giving it a particular name.
This is.
I think
Yes,
Paloma wants to say something.
This is like a revenue from different countries. So I'll just say
a revenue,
a sales revenue, or maybe country sales revenue. No.
Country sales revenue. Okay. Country sales revenue. That's I can say that's correct. I can say that's correct. But do you have another contribution? Do you have another contribution? Does any other person wants to say something else contrary to that?
I think it is the revenue of a supermarket.
Sales revenue of a supermarket. Okay, it's almost the same thing. Does anybody have something else different from what they've been saying? Okay, they've all tried actually. I know they were able to see revenue and it's something about sales. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. But before that, let me quickly. Okay, let me explain some. Oh goodness. Oof. Let me quickly explain something for us before I give the answer to the question. All right, please, everybody, should in case you've been distracted before, this is the time for you to pay attention. I'm about to explain something that is very key in data analytics. You cannot do without it. As a data analyst, if you don't know this, you're not a data analyst. So I'm about to explain it. So everybody, please pick up a pen, pay rapt attention to what I'm about to explain, because you can't do without it. No matter the aspect of data analytics you go to, you always see that Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, they are everywhere. Python, they are everywhere. So please, I'm going to explain some things now. The number one thing is primary key, foreign key, dimension table, and fact table. I'm going to be explaining those four things. Number one is primary key. Number two is foreign key. We have two different types. Okay, let me just put it this way. We have two different types of keys in data analytics. Sorry. We have the primary key and the foreign key. And we have two different types of tables in data analytics. We have dimension table and we have fact table. Now, what do you mean by primary key? Please, everybody pay attention to this. A primary, sorry, keep on getting a popping sound. Is it coming from here? All right, so a primary key. Sorry, where's the sound coming? All right. So a primary key is simply how should I put it? It's simply a unique key in a table. Let me make it as simple as that. A primary key is a unique key in a particular table. A primary key is simply, what is this? I'm sorry, I keep on getting a particular sound. This sound coming. Please, I'm coming. Okay, I think it's from here. All right. I keep on getting a particular sound, that's right. All right, so as I was saying, a primary key is simply a unique key in a table, something that is very unique in a particular table. Now, what do I mean by unique? Something that cannot be repeated, that a particular person only have it. It cannot be repeated. Now, let's say, for instance, now, let me create a table. Let me use this. In this class, let's say I want to collect the data of this class, of everybody here. The first thing that we have the student ID. Student ID. Why do I keep getting this sound? What's this? Okay, that should get that set. So the first thing that we have is student ID, followed by, let's say, last name, right? Let's say last name. I thought I just muted this thing. Oh, is it Telegram? Okay, let's say last name. I have my first name. Or in fact, let me use student ID. Let me assume we have students. Let me just gather our data. Let's say, okay, before I put this data set, let me ask us something. As we are presently, as we are inside this class, there is something that is unique. Let's assume we are all Nigerians. Let's assume we are all Nigerians. It's an assumption. Let's just assume we are all Nigerians. Now, there is something each and every one of you, as you're inside this class now, there's something each and every one of us that we have that is peculiar to each and every one of us. It is unique. The one I have is different from the one Mary has. The one Bukola has is different from the one Bukumi has. The one Faduba has is different from the one Esther has. Who can guess what it is? You have it as a Nigerian. Yes. Who can guess exactly what it is?
ID
NIN.
number?
Good. Our ladies are finally turning up. I like that. I like that. They both got the answer at the same time. Yes, NIM. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. NIM. Now, I can now include it here. I didn't want to include it before, so I won't do expo. Your name. NIM. Now, let me acquire this data. Let's say I collect the age. What else? Let's say phone number. Although let me use phone number. Let's say salary, maybe the amount you are, or monthly income. Let me say income. Now you will agree with me. We can have the same last name on this. You can have the same last name. It's very possible. You can have the same first name. Two persons can be bearing the same last name. Two persons can bear the same first name. They might have the same age and the same income, right? But they can never have the same name. It's not possible. The name you have is peculiar to you, is unique to you, it's a means of identification, it's peculiar to you. Now, whatsoever you have in a table that you know that is unique to just one person or just one entity becomes the primary key of that table. Now, please listen to this, because you might also agree with me. If I had phone number, your phone number is also peculiar to you, right? Although these days you might call someone and someone else will pick due to network or whatsoever it is. I can have BVN. But yes, all these things are also peculiar, right? They are unique. But these guys are not used as means of identification. You only use BVN. What you use BVN is bank verification number. You only use it most time when you want to deal with account details whatsoever within. So I'm bringing this up because it's not just anything that is just unique. It has to be a means of identification. Oftentimes, in fact, 99% of times, it's always a means of identification. That's when you make it your primary key. Because now BVN2 is unique, phone number is unique, but you don't make them your primary key. It has to be your name, your ID. So a primary key is a unique key. Or let me say let me just say it's a unique key in a particular table. That's your primary key. A primary key is a unique key in a particular table. I already explained why it's called unique. No other person can have it. You are the only one that have it. Another person can have the same last name, the same first name, the same age, the same income. Someone can even steal your phone number. So funny enough. But then you can have the separate BVNs too. Yes, no problem with that. But like I said, a primary key oftentimes is always a means of identification, ID. Do we understand, please? This is, like I said, this is a very, very important part of data analytics. Please, do we all understand? Okay. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that is a primary key. Now, what is now a foreign key? Oh, before that, let me cite this example. Let me cite this example so we can understand them much better. In this class now, let's assume we are all in Nigeria. Yes. So let's assume this is Nigeria is a table. Let's assume Nigeria is a table. So we have Nigeria table, we have Canada table. Yeah, these days we both know that one is not an old news. Nigerians love Canada a lot. Before you know it, everybody wants to jack back to Canada. Yes. Now we have a table. We have two tables now. We have Nigeria table. We have Canada table. Now I already used Nigeria table to give an explanation of everything I have here. Last name, whatever. These are for Nigerians. Now, if I ask you what's the primary key in this Nigerian table, I expect everybody to say the name is the primary key inside this Nigerian table. Now, by the time you now travel abroad, you jackpot and you go to Canada, you become a foreigner there, right? Because you are not a citizen of Canada yet. Well, after some years, you might become a citizen. But as you are going now, you are not a citizen there. You become a foreigner there. As you are becoming a foreigner there, so also is your national identity card becoming a foreigner there. I hope we know that. So also is your national identity card becoming a foreigner there. Just accept. I'm just trying to use that as an explanation. Unique key, for primary key, and foreign key. So foreign key is simply a primary key that is being found in another table. The concept I just gave you now, you are a Nigerian. A Nigerian being found in another country becomes a foreigner there. It's just as simple as that. So we have Nigeria table, you have Canada table. When you move as a Nigerian, you move to Canada, or let me just say, when your national identity card moves to Canada, it becomes a foreign key then, because it's not meant to be in that domain. It's not meant to be in Canada at all. It's meant to be in Nigeria. So when your primary key is being found in a table that does not even speak about it, okay, let's say for instance, let me give another example. Yeah, I think this example is actually better. Yes, because by the time they say you are black, sorry for using the same black, but understand. Yeah, let me just say yeah, we are Africans. When you have Africa among whites, it's so obvious. This person is not from here. This person is not with us. Yes, they will quickly know that. This person is not with us. It's not white. It's so black. So definitely, it's an African. The same thing with foreign keys. You will know this key is not meant to be here. It's a foreign key. So foreign key is a primary key that has moved with one way or the other, whatever. There are different ways to jackpot: scholarship, PR. My family is there. I want to go and visit. Whatever means it is none of our business. We shall have found you there. So when you have your primary key in another table, it becomes a foreign key. Because by the time you start saying, okay, let's say for instance, let me relate it to data analytics now. Let's say we have a table for sales, we have a table for customers. Oh no, don't let me use sales. You have a table for customers, you have a table for distributor. I just gave an answer to the question I asked. You have a table for the customers, you have a table for distributors. All of a sudden, you saw distributor ID inside customer table. Of course, you know that, wait, though. This is no, what is distributor ID in the customer table? Definitely, distributor ID now is already seen as a foreign key inside customer table because it's not meant to be there. Do we understand? Are we getting me, please? Are we getting me? Before I move to dimension table and fact table, because okay, someone raised up a hand. Okay, can you quickly speak up? Bukola, can you speak up, please? Was that a mistake or you have a question? All right. So that means we all got it right then. Good. We all got primary key right. We all got foreign keys right, because you have to get them right before I move to the next thing I want to explain. Please, this is important. Before I move, can we drop a yes? See if I can move to the next thing I want to explain. Because I'm actually taking my time to explain this because I know you cannot do without it. And no matter where you go to, you always meet it. All right. Thank you so much. So now that we understand what a primary key is and what a foreign key is, let me explain dimension table and fact table. Now, what's a dimension table? Dimension table is simply a table. Please write it down. Dimension table is simply a table that contains a primary key. That's all. and other entities like last name, first name, age, but everything we always talk about the same thing. Like for instance, now everything I have here is talking about a particular person or okay, let me say everything I have here is talking about Nigerians. There's nothing there's no, I don't know. I think maybe their own identification as Canadians is also named, but I don't know what their own is named. Let's say their own is Canada ID, for instance. There's nothing like Canada ID here. So everything here is talking about us in this class. So dimension table is a table that has a primary key and other entities of the same cabal, of the same niche. Like for instance, now I said, let's say we have two tables. We have Nigeria and Canada. Nigeria is a dimension table because everybody, let's assume, because everybody in Nigeria are Nigerians. Like I said, let's assume. Before you start telling me it's not everybody in Nigeria that are Nigerians, we have foreigners here too. Yes, I know. But let's assume everybody in Nigeria are Nigerians. That means Nigeria table is a dimension table because there is no foreign key there. No foreigner, there's no foreign key. So in other words, a dimension table is a table with a primary key with no foreign key. There is no foreign key. It has one primary key and no foreign key. Don't forget, there's always just one primary key in the table. There might be other unique values. Yes, your BVN is unique, your phone number is unique. Yes, but there's always one primary key you have to pick. Again, a dimension table is a table with one primary key. Although it might have other unique values or entities, but it has one primary key with no foreign key. And everything about that table talks about the center to a particular thing, a particular purpose. Like Nigeria now, everybody is centered to Nigerians only. That's a dimension table. Now, what is a fact table? What is a fact table? A fact table is a table that either, I will give you 3 definitions. Number 1 definition, a fact table either has a primary key with one or more foreign keys. The fact table is a table with a primary key with one or more foreign keys. It's one or more foreign keys. Let me put a full stop to that. That's first definition. Second definition, a fact table is a table with one or more foreign keys, which means no primary key, right? Now, oftentimes, your fact table does not have a primary key. Oftentimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes it does. Oftentimes, the fact table does not have a primary key. It only have just foreign keys. I will explain to you. Now, that's the second explanation. Now, the third explanation is, or third definition, a fact table is the combination of 2 or more dimension tables. Let me come again. First definition, a fact table is a table with a primary key with one or more foreign keys. Second definition, a fact table is a table with 2 or more, a fact table is a table with one or more foreign keys. A fact table is also the combination of 2 or more dimension tables. So oftentimes, if a fact table is being gotten, so you can also say, in other words, you can say a fact table is being derived from dimension tables. Let me give an example. Now, I said, let's assume, okay, let me pick someone here. Okay, Esther. Let's say Esther decides to jackpot now. I don't know if she has already jackpot already, but let's say Esther decides to jackpot. And Esther decided to jackpot to Canada. Don't forget, if Esther gets to Canada, she becomes a foreigner, Abby. Good. Let's assume in Canada, each and every one of them are citizens of Canada is an assumption. Now, by the time Esther gets to Canada, don't forget when Canada was just full of its own citizens. Don't forget it means it's a dimension table, right? Because there's no foreigner. But by the time Esther gets to Canada, she becomes a foreigner there, which makes Canada table a what? A fact table. What does that mean? Which part of the definition does that answer to? That's the definition whereby, don't forget, Canada is its own primary key. And then there's another foreign key that is Esther. That answers the definition of a primary key with one or more foreign keys, right? Now, the case whereby we now have one or more foreign keys without a primary key. Let's say, where should I use? Let's say there's a, okay, let's say there's a meeting, for instance, somewhere. Don't let me use, and then I don't want to go too far. Don't let me go too far so we don't get confused. Don't worry. There's still some data sets to work on that will make us understand it more. But from what I've explained, do we understand? Do we understand primary key, foreign key, dimension table, and facts table? I don't mind taking this for the rest of the day, or for the rest of the class rather, because it's very, 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 very important that we get it right. Please, do we all understand? Dimension table and fact table. Do we understand, please? I need a response. Dimension table and fact table, do we understand? Okay, I have a thumbs up. If you don't understand, please signify or drop a no. If you are digesting it, say I'm still digesting. Type I'm still digesting it too. Or D, or you can drop D. D for digesting. You're taking your time to digest it. I only saw one thumbs up, but does that mean others are still digesting it? If you are digesting it, drop a D, please. If I don't have any D, I will call on anybody to explain what I just explained. Okay, that means we all understood what I just explained. So before I call on anybody, who can quickly summarize, or let's do this, yes, let's see. Who can quickly summarize what I just explained? Primary key, foreign key, dimension table, fact table, because they are all connected to each other. I would have said maybe one person is the primary key, but I want just possibly a lady and a man. So let me say a woman and a man. So who's representing the women and who's representing the men? Just give a summary of what I just explained. Oh yeah, now I don't want to call on anybody. I'm trying to make this class as interactive as possible. I could just teach on and just assume we know it and we can always watch the videos. But I like it when I know that okay, my students are getting what I'm trying to explain. Is it that difficult? I hope everybody can hear me though, because this one I'm not getting any response.
Okay, I'll go
Let
for
me
the man.
try.
Oh, good. Let's have ladies first. Let's have sorry, Dr. Christian Isamuel. Let's have caller first.
Okay. According to the lecture that I've received, primary key is a key that uniquely identifies a particular table. Is unique, is different from any other key. We can have like date of birth now. It's possible for me to have a date of birth, another person having the same date of birth with my own. But like the one you use in the lecture, and the name is different from my own name is different from your own name. So that name is a primary key. Then
Okay.
foreign, okay. Am I correct?
Yes, of course. Thank you. Continue.
Okay. Then foreign key. Foreign key is different from primary key in such that foreign key is a key that it found itself in another table. Just like okay, when we have a two table, let's say cost like what you said, customer ID, and let's say is this say, you know, I'm just joining the class for the first time, maybe sales ID. When a customer ID found itself in sales ID, so that's a foreign key. It's just like when you are in Akure, you are a native of Akure, you now find yourself in Oyo. In Oyo, you are a foreign key there. Am I correct?
Yes, thank you so much for that. Thank you. Continue.
Okay. Then we have dimension table. Dimension table contains primary key and the other entity, and that means it has only primary key. It does not have foreign key. It doesn't have foreign key. That means there's no other key coming to that table. It only has primary key. Like the table that we have on the screen now is an example of a dimension table. Then the last one, that's a fact table. That fact table, you say it has a primary key with one or more foreign key. That means we can have a primary key in a fact table, then we can have more than one foreign key. That means maybe two people. Let's say, okay, you said, okay, so I'm sorry, fact table contain either it either has a primary key with one or more foreign key. Okay, that means it has a primary key. Then we now have one or two people coming from another state to come and join us in Akure here. Am I correct?
Yes, you're so much correct.
Okay, so
But
that's what I can say.
well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I said. Just that I just had to the facts table. Oh, let me hear, Dr.
She said
Christy.
everything. I mean, I'm telling you, she took the words from my mouth. She
I
said
I
she
mean,
explained it so good, so
I
good.
mean,
I hands up.
no.
That
Yeah,
was so good.
actually, that was actually very good. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will just add two things. The last thing she said a fact table is a table that has a primary key with one or more foreign keys. That's correct. Also, I want us to know the three definitions. Also, it's not a must it has a primary key. It might just have one or more foreign keys. In fact, oftentimes it does not have a primary key. It has one or more foreign keys. That brings me to the third definition. You know, I said it's a combination, it's also a combination of two or more dimension tables. Primarily, it's actually a combination of two or more dimension tables. And you know, if you are combining dimension tables together, they are no more in their domain. They are now coming together. Let's say we have a conference meeting of Canadian, Nigerians, Ghanaian in Dubai. In all of them, of course, all of them become foreigners there, definitely. So that's just the addition I want to add to it. She explained it perfectly well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bumi. All right, so let's proceed. Now I can boldly proceed that we understood it. In case anybody's having any doubts, quickly watch this video. The video should be released, let's say, I don't know, tomorrow latest or so. So now that being said, let's go back to structured referencing. Now, with the explanation I just gave, I have two questions for us. Look at this table. No, I have three questions. The first question I already asked the other time. In fact, let me convert this back. I already asked the other time. The first question was, where do you think this data set is being gotten from? That's the first question. Some person said sales, revenue, company, something, I think supermarket, like that. Yes. That's the first question. The second question is, what kind of table is this? Is it a dimension table or a fact table? Don't forget, what identifies a table to be dimension of fact is the keys. So focus on the keys. Is it a dimension table or a fact table? Or I just hope we won't be confused with the question I just asked. Is it a dimension table or a fact table? Or let me leave dimension of fact out of it. Because I'm already saying, okay, should I still go ahead to ask? Okay, don't let me ask if it's a dimension of fact table, because I don't want us to get confused. Okay, the first question is, where do you think this data set has been gotten from? Then identify the key we have in this data set. Let me just, yes, let me leave it at that. Give me the name of this data set. Then identify the key in this data set. So who's going first? Who's going to? Some persons already contributed to the names the other time, but now that I've explained, give an explanation about primary key and the likes, let me see if we have other additions or other contributions. So who can quickly guess? Where do you think this data set is? What kind of data set is this? What kind of table is this? Yeah, let me just see what kind of data set is it.
Is this a fact table?
I already said we should not say if it's a fact or dimension, because I don't want us to get confused. Don't worry, forget if it's dimension or fact. Leave that. Just tell me which kind of data sets, like where is it gotten from? Is it some already said from supermarkets, but can we go further? Like, if I'm saying where are you from? I tell me Nigerians and I tell you, okay, sorry, I tell me you're Nigerian. I can tell you to go further. Oh, from which state? Oh, where exactly? So it's from a supermarket, yes, correct. Or it can be from a company, but let's just say supermarket. Well, which part of the supermarket? Exactly. Okay, let me give us a hint. Oftentimes, where a table is being gotten from is always connected to the ID, to the key of that table. Where a table is being gotten from is always connected to the key of that table. I've given us hints now. Okay, let's start with this. What is the key inside this table? What's the unique key inside this table? What is the unique key inside this table?
Distributor ID.
Thank you so much. The unique key inside this table is the distributor ID. The distributor name can be correct, the country can be the same thing, product code can be the same thing. But one thing that is unique is the distributor ID. So I can say this is a distributor table. Will you agree with me if I say this is a distributor table? Because we have the unit prices of, I can say this is a distributor table because I have the distributor ID, distributor name, the country of the distributors, the product code of what they are distributing, the product itself, the sales channel they're using to distribute it, the dates they distributed it, the month they distributed it, the quantity they distributed, the unit price they distributed, and the prices of the whatever they distributed. So I can say this is a distributor table. I know we might be seeing sales channels and you might start saying, oh, it's a fact table. That's why I didn't want to go into fact table and dimension. I could say this, don't forget I said something. The major thing you look at in dimension and fact table is the key. How many key do you have here? You have one key. That's the distributor ID. So it's easy for me to say, oh, this is a dimension table. It's easy for me to say this is a dimension table. I hope you are getting it right. I hope you're not getting confused. I don't want to go into it before, let me just go into it. So this is a dimension table because you have one primary key, just one key. So you have to make sure of the definition I gave you. There's no foreign key here. Others can be repeated. There's no foreign key. The primary key is the distributor ID, and that makes it a dimension table. So if I'm going to name this table now, I will give it distributor table. Now let's go back to structured referencing. I said structured referencing means converting your data set into a table. The first step is make sure your console is within your data set. Press Ctrl T. By the time you press Ctrl T, you discover that the range of the table is already been selected. Everything has been selected. So you press OK. Now you see that something has happened to your table or something has happened to your data set. Now the next thing is you name your table. Always name your table. So under table design, you see table name. So I will give it distributor, the distributor table. Distributor table. I will say distributor tab. Now don't forget, you are not naming this one in your name box. So you name it under this the table name. Don't come to name box. Don't come to name box. This one is different. It's named range is usually name box. Here, you just come to the table. Under table design, you see, or yours might just be design or options or whatever it is. So under table name, you name the distributor table. Don't forget there cannot be hyphen or space. So now who can tell me what's the difference between this data set and this data set? I want you to look at it very closely. And before that, you can always change your data set from a table to a normal data set that it was before. You just come to convert to range. Under table design, you see convert to range. If you click on convert to range, you see it's asking you, do you want to convert this table to a normal range? If you click on yes, it will remove all this or whatever you've done to it. So who can tell me what they noticed before structuring and after structuring? Yes. So anytime I tell you to structure your data set, what I'm simply saying is convert your data set into a table. So that's what we call structured referencing. So anytime I say structure your data set, I'm simply saying convert your data set into a table. So who can tell me what they've noticed after structuring my data set? What do you notice happened to my data?
Yeah, there is this drop down at the beginning of each column.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, that's absolutely correct. There's a drop down. I call it filter button. Don't mind me. I call it filter button. There's a drop down. If you drop it down, you will be able to, you can sort from smallest to largest. You can sort by color. Oh, that's not needed. You can, we have number of filters. Let's say, for instance, I want to display let me use this. Let me use quantity. Let's say, for instance, I want to display top 10 quantity. I'll just click on top 10. It will give me top 10 quantity. Let's say above average, below average, whatever it is you want to. We're going to work on this later. But right now, let me just go straight into what I'm here to do. I'm not sure we can see this anyway. So everybody, you might have to click on this to be able to follow with what I'm saying now. So you will see the range of quantities that you have. So I can decide to unselect all. Let's say I only want to view quantity that is 5 and 9. I click OK. So I can view just quantity that is 5 and 9. That's what the filter is used for. And I can decide to select everything again so that we have it like this. So that's one of the uses of the filter button. But that's not the main thing. Now, when you structure your data set, don't forget I said something that all these first rules, Excel is not seeing them as headers. But immediately you structure your data set, Excel is seeing each and every one of them as headers. So what you were doing the other time, named ranges, that you will select the range and give it a name. For each, to do that one, I will do for distributor ID, I will do for distributor name, I will do for country, I will do for them one after the other. But immediately you structure your data set, each and every row, each and every first row, let me use it as first row, the distributor ID, each and every one of them has been automatically seen as headers, which means there's no need for named ranges again. Now everybody scroll down. The same problem we solved the other time is what we have here. It says determine the quantity sold using structured referencing. The other time we used named ranges. This time around, we're going to use something else. How do we use structured referencing to carry out our basic functions? Now everybody pay attention. The same is still the same sum function. The other time from here, this is where you call out the quantity, right? But this time around, you already gave your table a name. Whatever you gave your table, I gave my distributor tab. Whatever you name your table, you type it out. By the time you start typing it out, you bring it out for you. Now you have distributor ID, distributor name, distributor ID. Don't select these ones. Now, anytime you start seeing stuff like this, all these cells that has blue something in between, it means they are seen as columns. But you see all these, the like the one you gave your, the name you gave your distributor, your table, you will see that this one does not have something blue in it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. For you to understand what I'm saying, that means you have to be following me the way I'm doing it. I'm just trying to tell you not to pick another thing. So if I pick my distributor tab, that's the name I gave my table. That's the first thing you're going to do. Then you put a square bracket. Now, what the square bracket does after the name you gave your table is it will list out all the columns you have in that table. Respectively, the first one is distributor ID, distributor name. You can see them in case you are going with me and the way I'm doing it. So I'm just going to scroll down and select quantity. I will close the square bracket and close the round bracket, and I press enter. Can you see the same answer as the one we got in our name ranges? Do we understand, or I should take it again? Do we understand, or I should take it again? If you understand, drop
Take it again.
or
Take it
you
again,
said?
sir.
Okay, I should
Take
take
it
it again.
again.
All right. All right. Let me take it one more time. Now, the first thing is make sure you name your table. Your table has been named distributor tab or distributor table, whatever you named your table. I want to find the question is determine the quantity sold using structured reference. The other time was using named ranges, but this time around we are using structured referencing. I'll start with equal sign, sum. What do I want to sum? Quantity. Quantity is under which table? It's under distributor tab table. So let me plug my. It's under distributor tab table. So the very first thing is I will call out my table first. Because why? Quantity is under distributor table. So the name you give to your table, you type it out. By the time you start typing it, you will see it. Distributor tab, you pick it, you select it. By the time you select distributor tab, you discover that your data set, everything has been highlighted. So immediately after it, you put a square bracket. I hope we know a square bracket. That rectangular something bracket, that's a square bracket. You put a square bracket. Okay, let me increase my. Okay, I'm coming. I should have increased. I totally forgot. Okay, let me. I think it should be more legible now. So distributor tab. I said immediately you put a square bracket. Now square bracket highlights all the columns you have in that table. But I'm dealing with which column? Quantity. So I will navigate to where I have quantity and press. As usually press my tab key or I double click. Now you have to close. You know you have an square bracket opened. You close the square bracket and you close the rounded bracket. You will see that if you look at this side, you see that the quantity is already selected. And you press enter. Do we understand now? Do we understand now, please? Okay, thank you so much. We understand. Now, can we quickly replicate what I just did? What I just did now, let's quickly do it. And when you are done doing what the one I just did, also do problem B. That is average price. Determine the average unit price using name. No, sorry. There's a mistake here. They said determine the average price using named ranges. No, you're not using named ranges this time around. Using structured referencing. So determine the average unit price using structured referencing. Determine the average unit price using structured referencing. Let's quickly do that, please. I give us 5 minutes to quickly do that. Do the one I just did, replicate it, and also solve B. Okay, I have an answer. Is there another person done? Okay, I think I have an hand raised. Balumi Adebayo, do you have something to say?
Yes, sir. Please, sorry to take you back because I need to just explain the. I come about the distribution, so the distribution tab that you trying to click. I didn't get that at all. Please,
What exactly don't you get?
the distribution tab. Is it just the renaming of the old data set that brings about that, or just I don't know. That's what I didn't get. I know that's now cool with it.
So you mean you didn't get how to name your table or how to structure a data set? Is that what you're trying to say? All right. So
The naming,
you said
the naming, the naming.
the naming. I said the first thing is you have to make sure your cursor is within your data set. That's the very first thing. When I mean your cursor is within your data set, it should be within your data set like this. It should not be outside like this. If it's outside, and you press your Control T, this is what will happen. You just select an empty space. But when your cursor is within your data set, it will be able to recognize everything surrounding it. If I press Control C, it won't work now because my data set is already structured. Let me just use it as an example. So Control T, can you see all the ranges being selected? Now you don't name your table here. I don't know. I don't think I see my okay, what just happened? I don't think you can see my dialog box. There's a dialog box. When you press Control T, it brings a box. That's not what you name it. The only thing you do there is just press OK. So when you press OK, you will see table name. On that table design, you see table name here. Are you following? You just edit it and give it the name you want to give it. That's distributor table. And that is it.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
All right. So I also explained that after naming your table, let's say you want to convert it back to where it was, to a range. Under that same table design, beside your table name, you will see just underneath, you will see convert to range. So if you click on convert to range, it will ask you if you want to convert it. You say yes. It will change it back to where it was. So that's how to unstructure your data. So I've been saying 7. Yes, that's correct. That's absolutely correct. All right, so let me show something. I can see 7.00 something. That's why I want to show us this. It's also correct. Now, some might be getting absolute 7. Some might be getting a whole number 7. Some might be getting decimal points. Let me calculate. Let me see what I have. Let me calculate mine. Let me see what I have. So I'll distributor tab. And I'll select unit price, right? Unit price. All right, I also have 7. Now let's say Shinekis you're having. Let me quickly explain this. Let me explain how to navigate through something like this. Now let's say any arithmetic you perform, you have 4.004 blah blah blah, or 1 2 3 4 4.1 2 3 4 5 6. Please, everybody, pen what you're trying to do. Quickly listen to this. Let's say you want this. This is a number, right? Yes, but you want it in whole number. You don't want all this decimal point. Is it that you come to this place? Can you see these two guys? You just come to this place. Under your home tab, you under general, you see something named general. Yours might be named anything. You will see these two guys. The first one says increase decimal, the second one says decrease decimal. So if you click on decrease decimal, it will be removing the decimals one after the other till you have a whole number. So that's how to increase decimal, or if I increase decimal, I have this. That's how to increase decimal or decrease decimal. Now for the answer we got, let's say you got 7 points. Okay, let me use what this person got. 7.02028. So I have 7.02028, and I want it in whole number. And don't forget your, okay, I said, is the average quantity or average unit price? Average unit price. Don't forget your, if you check your table, your average unit price is in what? Is in dollars. Is in dollars. So let's say yours is not in dollars. How do you make it? How do you convert it to dollars? Now, if you look at still at this point, you will see accounting number format. You will see dollar there. You can even break it down. You see other ones. You have dollars, you have pounds, you have euro. So if you select dollar, it has it like this. But if you look at the one in your data set, you see the dollars are closely beside them. Now this is one that is giving the gap as though they are saying, as though they are, what are they called now? As though they are like poles. You know, in physics, like poles repel, unlike poles attract. As though they are like poles. They are saying they should not come together. I don't know. So how do you make sure this dollar sign is rightly beside the 7? So over here, I don't know what you have. Yours might be general, accounting, custom, whatever. Just break it down like this. I think this is the part where you don't see my screen. Can someone just reply? Can you see my this part, general, number, currency, accounting on my screen?
No, we can't see it, but I can see if we are following along, so we should be able to see it on ours.
Okay, thank you. So you just have to follow it to be able to see. So you will see more number formats. That's the last thing there. So you see more number formats. Click on more number format. Now, when you click on the more number format, it will bring a dialog box. Scroll down to the last part, you will see custom. You will see custom. So when you select custom, I want you to scroll up. Scroll up to the very first one. So you see 0, 0.00, hash, comma, hash, hash, blah, blah, blah. So scroll to where you have dollar. You see dollar, hash, comma, hash, hash, 0, underscore, close bracket. The first dollar, whatever you have there. This is what this part is talking about. There are different dollars you can have. If you look at the third one has 0.00. If you select that one, it will give you your answer in 2 decimal places. So just select the first dollar something there. That is dollar, hash sign, comma, hash, hash, 0. Just select it like that. Then that's when you have this answer. So anytime you are dealing with currency, you can always go to more number, and it's not giving you what you want. You can always go to more number format, choose any format of currency you want. Now, if I choose the second one, I still have the same thing. Yes. If I choose the third one, you see she should come with 2 decimal places. Yeah, that's why I selected the first one, so I can have it. Do we all get that? I believe we all got that. So okay, that's going to be a wrap for today. But does anybody have any question on what I just explained or whatsoever it is we did today before I give us an assignment against tomorrow? Does anybody have any question? Does anybody have any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay, I guess no question. Okay. Was that a mistake or that person has a question?
A mistake. It's not a mistake.
Okay, you have a question then.
Yes, when you started, I had a bad network, so I couldn't get some of these things. Is there any way I can get it back?
Yes, definitely. The video will be sent to us either this night or possibly tomorrow before tomorrow's class. So you're going to get the video.
Okay.
So this is So these are first assignments. So the first assignment is calculate the maximum unit price, or let me say the maximum, yes, calculate the, no, let's use revenue. Calculate the maximum and minimum revenue using named ranges and structured referencing. Calculate the minimum and maximum revenue using named ranges and structured referencing. Let me type it out. Calculate the maximum and minimum revenue using named ranges and structured reference, which means you do for named ranges. For named ranges, you calculate for maximum and minimum. Then structured referencing, you also calculate for maximum and minimum. Okay, that's the question in the chat box. So please, let's do that's the assignment. So let's do it to come early next. That's tomorrow. Let's do it to come early tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going into the data cleaning part of data analytics. And believe me, data cleaning is part of the important. In fact, I don't want to say it's the most important. Yes, let me say it's the most important, because without your data being clean, everything we are doing now, you can't do them. So it's part of the most important aspect of data analytics, data cleansing, and that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. So please, no late coming, so you don't get to miss anything at all. Because I know how it can be discouraging when you miss something in class. You might even get distracted and not pay attention again. So to avoid all these things, please, let's try and come early. Let's try and rest after, well, to those of us that go to church, let's try and rest after church and everything. Let's come back as early as possible. So everybody should be here by 7 p.m. Because tomorrow's aspect, you don't even want to miss it. Data cleansing is part of the important aspect. If you can in data analytics, if you can take care of the data cleaning part of it, if that one is being taken care of, you've solved like 60%, or let me say 70% of the problem. Yes, it's that serious. If your data is not clean, there's nothing you can do. So data cleansing for tomorrow, you can read on it, and anything you want to read about, you can just read on data cleaning generally to make things easier for us tomorrow. So yes, let's have a wonderful night rest. To those of us in the nights, those of us just starting our day, enjoy your day. All right, so we see us tomorrow. Thank you so much for paying attention and for making the class interesting and all. So we see us. I will see each and everyone else tomorrow. Let's take care. You're welcome.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Right, second, and it. Mm-hmm.